So a couple of fellows walking down the street to see an old Asian dude gardening, and they beat him and shoot his wife. That's in Seattle. Now, if we did every story of every black person that beat and robbed an Asian person in this country, we'd be doing lots and lots of stories every day, and nothing but those stories every day. But we rarely see a story that is so packed with denial, deceit, and delusion as this one when they try to tell us the circumstances surrounding that violence and shooting.
After a 71-year-old woman is shot and pistol whipped inside her Seattle home.
It just sounds completely random and just very, very unfortunate.
Tonight, the confrontation with the victim's husband just moments before.
I used to get out and walk, but now I'm afraid to.
And the aspect of the crime that really has neighbors concerned. Right now, the woman who was shot is in serious but stable condition at Harborview Medical Center.
Now, this all happened at a home on Renton Avenue South near Fountain Street earlier this afternoon. And KIRO 7's Jessica O is live outside Harborview tonight. Jessica, police say that woman was shot in the shoulder while her husband was fighting off the suspects.
Yeah, Monique, and neighbors are relieved she is recovering tonight, but they can't believe the suspect went after a couple in their 70s in this way. Even detectives told us that this kind of random violence is rare in Seattle.
I could never really imagine something like that happening on our street.
Yet the elderly couple living next door to Harold Baker became victims of random violence Tuesday.
It's extremely scary to think about.
It can happen to anybody.
A 71-year-old woman inside this Rainier Beach home on Renton Avenue was pistol whipped and shot. Chopper 7 was there as she was rushed to the hospital. Neighbors were stunned by what led up to this.
A gentleman was outside in his front yard gardening when he was approached by two individuals asking for money.
Seattle police say those men followed him inside, fighting the husband before shooting his wife in the shoulder.
I think what's most disconcerting is that we didn't hear anything in our house or really know what was going on until we saw all of the police vehicles.
As police comforted family members, detectives with canines went looking for those suspects. Then they got Brian Sadania's surveillance video.
They were two tall men. They were hooded, so they were coming down, walking down the street.
And it's almost like we've hit a new low.
South Seattle's Crime Prevention Council fears crimes like this are becoming more common.
Unfortunately, Asians tend to be targeted because they tend to be smaller in stature. They tend to have cash in their home.
In this case, neighbors say it could have been anyone.
This type of stuff can happen at any time.
And at this point, there is only a vague description of those suspects. Investigators tell us that they may be black men with a thinner build who may also be in their 20s. Investigators tell us that after they fled south after shooting the woman, who again is recovering tonight in serious but stable condition.
First lie. Oh, it's random. Second lie. Oh, it could happen anywhere. Third lie. The description is vague. On and on and on. Fourth lie. Oh, they pick on Asian people because they're small. So we don't have any. I mean, you're pretty good at picking up the pattern on the victims. Did you pick up the pattern on the perpetrators by any chance? Oh, this never happened in Seattle. Oh, bull blank.
Robbers are targeting Asian women on the streets of South Seattle, not just in busy commercial areas, but quiet neighborhoods.
They're snatching jewelry and purses, unfortunately.
9 different Asian women robbed in 9 days. This map shows a disturbing pattern. In several cases, robbers attacked the women while they walked from their cars to their homes.
And they're vulnerable too. They're petite, they're easy prey.
This elderly Asian woman is so terrified of the robbers, she didn't want to show her face. 4 of the 9 street robberies happened just blocks away from her Beacon Hill home.
To take precaution now. Like maybe extra set of eyes.
Seattle police say more than one man is behind the crimes. In each case, the suspects will grab the woman from behind or walk up to the victim asking a question before they snatch jewelry, purses, and credit cards.
It's frightening for the members of our community.
Pat Murakami with South Seattle Crime Prevention Council says robbers targeting Asian women is nothing new.
Call 911 immediately. We've had a problem with some of these women calling family members first, and then the family member calls 911.
Murakami says that can delay an arrest and that a language barrier should not keep victims from calling 911.
State the language that you speak, Cambodian, Vietnamese, whatever. It will take a few seconds, but they will switch you to a translator.
But the most important thing is to not be a target. Police are asking women to hide jewelry or any other valuables.
I'll definitely keep that in mind and not bring out my iPad as much.
Anybody who's ever read White Girl Bleed a Lot and Don't Make the Black Kids Angry knows there's two things going on in Seattle. One, there's a lot of black and white violence. Two, there are a lot of people in Seattle who are just absolutely committed above everything else in their life to convince people that people in Seattle are morally superior to the rest of the country. That goes for Portland too. It's the same place. And now we have all these people going, we can't figure out what's going on here. Yeah, what about all the people riding bikes in Seattle that are constantly getting the hell beat out of them? What about the Asian people in other parts of Seattle who are victims of long-term, regular, frequent robbery and murder? Yeah, it's in White Girl Bleed a Lot and Don't Make the Black Kids Angry. So don't tell me just because you ignore the evidence that the evidence doesn't exist. There's a lot of stuff going on out there at Seattle, and it's time people in Seattle open their eyes, quit lying about it, even if it does make a few black kids angry.